Number 10. Near drowning incident at Nazare. Maya Gabeira, one of the most prominent Brazilian surfers, almost drowned in Portugal when she attempted a big wave ride. The whitewater of Nazare North Canyon is noted for its huge waves. It is the ultimate destination for big wave riders like Maya. When Maya was riding what is said to be the biggest wave ever surfed by a woman, she could not reach the bottom. The wave wiped her out, and she was pounded by the 70-foot wave that crushed her. Surfers saw that she was struggling to lift her head after the incident. The rescue team rode to her at a jet ski, and she is seen in a video waving at the rescue jet ski. The rescue sled thrown at her for support hit her in the head as she struggled to grab the trailing rope. She makes a second attempt to grab the trailing rope, but she goes dragged underwater by the waves again. That was when she gave up and started floating on the water in a face-down position, clearly exhausted. Finally, Carlos Burrell, another surfer from Brazil, raced to her aid. Number 9. Billy Kemper, broken pelvis. Billy Kemper is a global icon when it comes to young generation surfers. He was recently involved in an accident that has left lifetime damage. Kemper remembers the waves swallowing him whole and slamming him across the ocean floor, which unfortunately had a rock. The big wave knocked Kemper unconscious and destroyed his entire bone structure within. His lungs were collapsed, his pelvis broken down in the middle, and his knee twisted. The 30-year-old suffered a tall list of injuries which could have ended his life. In his own life, he caught a glimpse of death. Kemper is not new to surfing. He has been on the ocean all his life. He grew up in Maui and was trained by legendary surfing hero Laird Hamilton. Billy has won 4 Jaws events, the 60-feet wave, which opens up as a jaw. Kemper is one of the few in the game to have such accomplishments, and unfortunately, this happened. He said that he remembers the drive in the ambulance where each bump felt like his body was opening up and releasing blood. Number 8. KALANI Chapman. KALANI almost died at the pipeline. There was a Dowie backdoor shootout, and Chapman experienced one of the worst wipeouts in history. Chapman took the second wave reef, but unfortunately for him, he could not hold down the fort when the wave doubled up on the first reef. Chapman was lucky to have the Hawaiian Water Patrol and North Shore lifeguards acting with Seth Moniz and Nathan Florence, both surfers. Chapman confessed that this was the worst accident of his pro career. He said that although he had hit a reef with his face, had his leash wrapped around a rock, this experience was the most radical. Now Chapman is more careful, wearing a helmet to avoid further misfortune that could ruin his life. He is only grateful to the people who rescued him for being there on time and doing what needed to be done. Although he remembers the incident that nearly killed him, it has not stopped Chapman from going back to the waves at Pipeline. Number 7. Aaron Gold. In 2016, one of the most devastating accidents on the ocean happened to Aaron Gold. He can only describe it as a straight light out, where a switch was flipped in him. Aaron Gold was out of the water at Cloudbreak when the morning wipeout left him unconscious, floating face down and coughing blood. The whole 2016 campaign was shattered after this incident. Gold had to return to Hawaii, where he was originally from. His lungs were affected by the amount of water he took in. He had experienced a Jaws wave before, and so this was not supposed to hurt. However, when his wave doubled and he could no longer hold up to the current, he immediately fell under. He was grateful for his colleagues who were there to rescue him before anything happened. He does not remember anything as he was off the grid the whole time. He only remembers that it was a crazy situation and a level of fear for him. He said that a 12-foot wave was nothing complex, and that was where he should have known better. Number 6. Evan Geiselman. In December, Hawaii is often a busy place for surfers. American surfer Evan Geiselman was in the water at Pipeline when he suffered a wipeout. Evan rode a second wave which looked promising, only for the bottom of the wave to fall off. He fell to the ocean's ground and was dragged for 3 waves before Andre Botha, a South African colleague, rescued him. Botha administered CPR to Evan and continued to keep him afloat until they got to shore. Evan made it to shore thanks to supporting lifeguards and other surfers like Mick Fanning, Danny Fuller, Brian Toth, KALANI Chapman, and Brett Barley. The accident did not affect Evan very much as he reached the hospital in a stable condition. Evan GEISELMAN's brother entreated the surfing community to take some time to reflect on the consequences of each wave that they ride. Thankfully, Evan was able to get back to doing what he loves the most. Number 5. Greg Long. Greg Long is an impressive story. He is down and almost drowning, and another time, he is out and about winning trophies. In 2012, Long was wiped out by a wave about 40 feet high on Cortez Bank, a beach on the Southern California stretch. The massive swells pulled him under, and he could not come back on top. He was fortunate to have his team nearby, who spotted the incident and rushed to his aid. When he was rescued, Long was coughing blood and in shock about the whole situation. While he waited for his chopper to take him back to the hospital, he claims to have realized that he needed to stop making his entire existence about riding giant waves. Although that realization did not stop him from getting back on the waves mere weeks after the incident. Number 4. 5 die in the Netherlands. When lockdown restrictions kept many surfers apart, they couldn't wait to get back on the seas and enjoy their passion. On the first night out, these experienced surfers went out to the sea despite rough waters and sea foam. Their blog post suggests that they had considered going another time, but as classes have been scheduled for, their students needed to test the waters themselves. While on the waves, the wind and current suddenly changed, and with it came an avalanche of algae foam. The combination was terrible for their balance, even as coaches and experienced surfers. The Dutch Sea Rescue Service struggled to get them out because of the sea's conditions. The surfing community of Scheveningen, Netherlands were hit the hardest by the news. All year round they go out to the sea and enjoy the waves. The sad part is that these people died doing something they do every day, have mastered, and were teachers of. The 5 were Joost Bakker, 30, Sander Dicken, 38, Pim Vutta, 24, Max Verheyen, 22, and Matthias van Dulst, 23. They all had some community activities they were involved in, especially in helping children. Number 3. Bodega Bay Shark Attack. In October, a man was attacked at Salmon Creek Beach while enjoying his Sunday morning surfing. The shark bit him on the thighs before members of his surfing group could get him to shore for emergency response and then to a hospital. Shark attacks on humans are not that rampant. So far, only 69 shark attacks have been recorded, and 7 of them were fatal. There is evidence that 5 of those attacks were provoked. The California Highway Patrol helicopter that arrived on the scene flew him to the hospital, noting that the injuries were critical. The chances of being attacked by a white shark while surfing in California is 1 in 17 million. The last incident before this 30-year-old man was bitten was in 2020. A 12-foot shark bit 26-year-old Ben Kelly, a known surfer, and he died. Ben Kelly's attack was recorded at the south of Santa Cruz. 8 years after, another fatal shark attack happened in California. This man survived fortunately. Number 2. Ventura County Accident. A 51-year-old man was killed in March at Ventura County. According to the county medical examiner, Gerald Gilhul Jr. was from Ojai, and he had come to the Rincon Point Beach on the Ventura Santa Barbara coastline. Eyewitnesses at the crowded beach said that Gilhul rode the face of a big wave and accidentally landed on another surfer who was rolling under the wave. Other surfers quickly rushed the surfer to shore, and they attempted CPR until the emergency medical responders arrived. He was pronounced dead at the hospital, and the cause was given as head injuries. The man he collided with was also sent to the hospital for injuries, including a cut on his head. Gilhul was a tour manager for a band called Dawes. The band celebrated his life on their Instagram. Mandy Moore, singer and actress, also celebrated him for his hard work and being a devoted father to his young son. She is married to Taylor Goldsmith, who was a member of the band. The fatal accident got the beach authorities to issue new safety guidelines. Number 1. Oscar Serra death. Oscar Serra's death shocked the surfing world. The young surfer fell from a wave in Oaxaca, Mexico State and did not make it. The Spanish Surfing Federation announced this incident in a tweet. They extended their condolences to the family and friends of SERRA, who was 22. The reports indicate SERRA fell from the wave 6 feet high and hit his head on the ocean floor. While the authorities at the beach indicated that the weather conditions were unfavorable, surfers, including SERRA, saw it as an opportunity to train on unfamiliar waters. The area staff quickly rescued SERRA after the incident, but the medical team could not resuscitate him. His partner Ainara Aymat was present at a local memorial and posted videos on Instagram sharing how beautiful it was to say goodbye to him with the image of an incredible sunset. She shared in her caption that although they are far away, she feels him very close. The 22-year-old's death is one of the saddest things to happen to the surfing community recently. Do you like to surf? Let us know in the comment section below.